Kiara here with Gypsyfae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've got another holiday soap to get done and in the shop before the holidays are over. And this one was inspired by some frankincense resin, or the frankincense tears, that I picked up at the Renaissance Festival. So of course I had to do a soap inspired by frankincense, and of course what comes to mind are the three wise men. And the gifts of the Magi is what I am calling this soap. So it's going to be lots of blues and lots of golds going on. I have combined my lye solution, which also has sodium lactate and tussa silk, in my oils that has the typical kaolin clay that I use and the coconut milk powder, because I want to get lots of layers going on in this. And again, lots of blues and golds, so a couple different techniques going on. So let's give this a good mix. I'm going to split this off into the first layer, which I'm going to texture and also add a gold mica line to. And the colors that I've combined for that, I want the first layer to be a dark, like, ground, I suppose. It's going to be like the ground landscape part of the soap. And it has dark navy blue, mica by Nurture, and I've added just a little bit of activated charcoal in there. So I think this is good enough, and I'm going to pour off that. The fragrance I am using is called Three Wise Men, and that is by Crafter's Choice, or Wholesale Supplies Plus is where I buy most of my soap supplies from. And it is a mixture of frankincense, myrrh, sandalwood, and patchouli. And I'm telling you, this scent is so up my alley. These are all notes that I absolutely love. I am a big fan of incensey smells. So I'm going to give this a quick blend, pour in my fragrance, and we'll pour our first layer. So I've got my fragrance mixed in, and I'm going to pour off this first layer. This fragrance also has 3% vanillin in it, and so it says it discolors to a light brown. And I'm hoping, using these dark colors and these blues, that they still stay the blue color, but maybe they darken up a little bit. So trying to work with that design a little bit and crossing my fingers. I do that a lot, that everything stays fairly close to the colors that I want them to be. So I'm going to let this set up a little bit, and then I'm going to take a spoon and texture that and add a gold mica line. And the gold mica line is going to be a Sahara Gold by Nurture, and I think it's going to be very pretty and it's going to stand out very nicely. So let's let that do its thing for a couple minutes, and then I'll come back. While that is doing its thing, I'm going to give this a quick little mix again with the whisk, and at least divide it into the next two colors I want to use. Into this container I have some ultramarine blue pigment, and this one is a midnight blue, and that is from Nurture. So I'm going to try to evenly split these up, and then get my mold back over here so I can continue on with my design. So for the next layer, which I'm using the ultramarine blue for, I'm going to prop this up on an angle and just pour in this one layer so it's diagonal. And then I'm going to go let that set up and mix up the other part of the blue. So final layer, let's start by pouring off most of it, and then I have a star column in bed that I am going to use, but I want it to be suspended on this one side. So I'm going to wait for that to thicken up a little bit before I go and put this pretty gold star embed in there. Decorate this, I'm going to start by taking some Starry Night Eco Glitter that I've dispersed in some olive oil, and that is from Nurture, and I'm just going to drizzle some on the top of this. I'm going to get a chopstick and make some pretty swirls in it. And then I have lots of other things like sprinkles and other botanicals to go on here. They're going to really tie it all together. So down the middle, I'm going to sprinkle the frankincense resin, trying to combine those two words. And then I have some star sprinkles that I'm going to put on the side. And then the gold bursting beads from Brambleberry that I absolutely love. Their bursting beads come in different colors. So far, they're getting a lot of use on my soaps lately. I feel like all of my holiday soaps, I've probably used them. They're just really, really pretty on top of soap. And this one deserves more gold, right? It needs all of the gold. Guys, I'm trying not to complain right now. I can't use my arm like I want to. I went and got my flu shot yesterday, and I didn't realize how that was going to interfere with soap making the next day because my arm is really sore from it, and just, I can't move it. I'm trying not to anyway. It really feels like you're getting punched in the arm. It's the only way I can explain it. But sometimes I get my flu shots, other times I skip it just for that fact. Like, I have no problem with needles, and I should probably spray this with rubbing alcohol first because the stars tend to bleed. That gold color comes off and we don't want that. So spraying it and then continuing on with my gold stars. But I am not scared of needles. I am very familiar with, you know, needles and all the blood work I get every month and the tattoos that I have, so it's not the needles that really scare me away. It's the feeling of the feeling you get in your arm after you get your flu shot, and it really feels like someone punched me in my arm. Alright, I'm just going to continue putting on all of these stars and my bursting beads. I'll let this sit for 24 hours. And then I'll come back and cut it, and we're going to take a look at those pretty layers on the inside and hope that that vanillin does not discolor the soap too badly. And then, I can't wait to smell it. Like, I might actually keep a bar of this for myself. I'm not lying when I say the incense and resins and earthy scents are so me. I've probably said that from day one. But if you smell me in real life, you're probably going to think I smell like incense. My friends say a witch's basement is what I smell like, but I love patchoulis and I love sandalwood and all of those incensey resin earthy smells. So this one is just gorgeous. Alright, bursting beads, and then we're done. Love this top. It's like Starry Night going on. Alright, let's cut into this and see how it turned out on the inside. I have turned this on its side because of all those fun things on top. I don't want them to leave any type of drag mark. And if they're going to fall off, I'd rather them fall off that way. And I have to be very, very careful when cutting this because of that star on the inside. And I dig it. I think it's gorgeous. Turned out exactly how I had envisioned it. Smells delightful. Loving the blues. blues and the golds in there. It is quite magical. This is going to be available. There's that melt and pour star. I keep forgetting. I get all the way down to the bottom. Like, why did it stop? On the December 16th shop update. So if you want one, mark your calendars. It has turned a little bit of a funky color because of that fragrance oil in there, but I'm thinking once it's sit, it'll all even out and do its thing. Nothing to be worried about. It's just when you put fragrance into soap, and it does weird things sometimes. It was a very dark colored fragrance is what I'm trying to say. And then of course blues always turn funky when you add them the cold process soap too. They almost look green, so that should all come back in perfectly well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me in the comment section down below. And again, these are available on the December 16th release date. Until next time, I hope you guys have a very nice day, and I will smell you later.